Bonjour, mes amis. Welcome once again to Care or Don't Care Preview. This is John Nash, replacing the irreplaceable Kid Nate. I'm here with the urbane, the erudite, the sophisticated Eugene Robinson, author of Fight, and a big subtitle that I'm not going to screw up again.
Everything your wife wants to know about asking, we're afraid to get your ass kicked for asking. Subtitle of the Fight book.
That's the Fight book. And then he does some band thing on the side, like a garage band that he has some music for.
Two. Oxbow, and then when I go to Italy, Buñuel, right here, baby, right here. There you go. And we just have a record out called The Easy Way Out.
And he was off the air bragging about how he gets to go to the freaking Canary Islands while I live in squalor in my dungeon here.
Oh, says squalor with a man with $10,000 worth of high-end video equipment behind him.
Yeah, none of it works, apparently. Look at the camera quality I got on this webcast. This is terrible. Yeah. Okay, so you have a disclaimer to do, your patented disclaimer.
All right, so crybabies, bedwetters, greedy bread gobblers, work-shy individuals, malingerers, chronic complainers, grumblers, did I say? This has less to do. All right, man. This has less to do with your skills and talents as a fighter and much more to do with the marketing weight put behind you by WME, Endeavor, and the overlords at the UFC, including the bald one. If you don't like being on the don't care list, the way to get off is pretty simple. Fight an exciting fight. Until then, don't come crying to us. Now, there have been a few complaints. There have been some complaints that somebody who was on a don't care list, Gregor Gillespie, who made it to the care list, Gregor Gillespie, was put back on the don't care list, Gregor Gillespie, because he fought somebody who was not attention worthy. It happens. If you go out with a hot chick, we don't have a chick because we have women listening. If you go out with somebody who's hot, and then you go out with somebody who's ugly, like Sorrel, and then you go out with somebody like hot, nobody forgets the ugly. That's the rule. So, my disclaimer ends with fight an exciting fight. Until then, don't come crying to us, bedwetters.
I said that's the George Carlin thing. I never slept with a 10, but I once slept with 5 2s.
Hey, you know what? That has no bearing at all. That's public show stuff, man. Yeah. I've had great times with 2s and 3s.
I was the 2 and 3 probably for some of those people.
Yeah, you have to be immune to social pressure. I remember being in the parking lot of a motel, and and you fucking tell who you. And there's a woman who's not super attractive with a guy who probably is, she was probably a 4, the guy was probably a 7, and he put on she thought he was just being wild and wacky. He had a hood on, and he had pulled the hood tight so you could only see like a little bit of his face, right? And he's like joking. I know what he's doing. So I maneuver myself. So I'm coming toward them on the sidewalk to the hotel. We're all there for the same reason. And the guy doesn't see me because he's got the thing drawn tightly like this. And then when he pulls it off so he can get in through the door, I'm right there in front of him. And I go eye to eye. I know you. And the guy, he looks at me. I look at him and he kind of goes, For those listening, not watching, he just held his head low, crestfallen. It's like, man, the eyes of the world are fucking watching you.
Now you got me nervous because the eyes of the world are watching me at all times.
But that should be okay. I mean, you should be immune to that social pressure. If you've been hung out with many rich people, you're with a rich too. You know what? Fuck the world, man. I'm staying in a luxury hotel. Fuck you.
Rich, it's amazing. You can tell how rich someone is because when they're kind of rich, when they're upper class, they're the ones that dress nice and always make sure that you're aware that they have money. You get to the ultra rich, you're like, dude, you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt, cutoffs, and sandals in the middle of it. You don't give a shit about anything.
My favorite thing that really super rich person has told me, my favorite fucking thing is money's not everything. I got kicked out of a fucking party because I was there with some woman and she told my friend Sal, she said, money isn't everything. She's got about 60 mil in the bank. He pulls me aside. He goes, get her the fuck out of here. Get her out of my house now. Get her out. Out.
He was right. I would have done the same thing. I don't want to hear that shit.
I don't want to hear that shit from somebody with $20 million in the bank.
I would say, it's a $100,000 charge to be at the party. If you it's $100,000. It's an old frat house cup party. It's a $100,000 cup. Here you go.
Yeah, it's a rent party. My rent's $100,000 a month.
Yeah,
pay up.
It's gonna be it's the remaining amount of balance on my house. Okay.
Of course, the punchline to that story is that the woman had a brother who died.
Mm-hmm.
He died in Ventura County. Penniless because he was living in an alley in Ventura County. Now I don't know the circumstance. Maybe the guy had a drug problem, but I do know with a sister with $20 million, I don't expect. I know Madonna did that to her brother, apparently, allegedly. So
yeah, my brother actually worked on a movie with the Wrigley heir, one of them, and he was, low, but he died of heroin overdose. And the movie stopped, but that was.
Yeah, we've come full circle because right before we got on the air, we were talking about heroin here at the Sorrel Academy. So
well, look at that. Heroin doesn't go far. Anyways, we should probably. I think we have a show we're supposed to do, so maybe we'll start that.
Oh.
Maybe. I just want to remind everybody first, Gillespie, I cared about him. And also, I'm 3-0 this year against you jackasses.
Really? You're talking about fights I haven't picked, but strangely enough, I do think that you picked Jimmy Rivera. Didn't you do that?
I did, but that means I'm one.
What?
I was 1 out of 2. 1 out of 2 last week.
Jimmy Rivera, how long did he last, this man, with 25-win fight streak? How long did he last?
Listen.
What are you guys fucking smirking at?
I'm batting 500 last week. That's a good batting average. That's Hall of Fame numbers right there.
Okay, all right.
I don't need to hear this from you. Let's go. Okay, we got what show we're doing?
Hey, John. What's happening with the live chat? I got guys around here who are mocking me, and they say, "Oh, you can't see the live chat." What did they say?
What do you mean they can't see the live chat?
I can't see the live chat.
Let me go to live chat. I don't look at the live chat. Let's look at it. Complaints. What are they saying? Thank God he didn't pick his nose and eat it.
I don't know. I'm not one. I've never done that.
Stop picking your nose, please. Are they talking to me or you?
They're talking to me. These are the sensitive guys who, here, you motherfuckers, there you go, and try to eat that.
Okay. I'm not picking my nose. What
did they read the comments? These guys are smirking here and they're laughing at it. What did they put in the comments?
Thousands. See, now I'm self-conscious about my nose, people. And I don't make sure you label.
Well, I could tell a Sorrel comments from a mile away. So if you got to it, but we probably have a show to get. I'll read them later with the smirking and the joking and the laughing and the mocking and the mockery. The Sorrel Academy, where every compliment's an insult and every insult's a compliment.
Yes. Yeah. Well, now someone says we're talking about the guy with the gray hair, and I'm like, your hair is gray on top. My beard is gentrifying. It's got the gray coming in, so I don't know who they're talking about again. I think it's you. Anyways, so we got a pay-per-view to do. 225. Yes. That's good. Yep. We finally got, and surprisingly, this is not a bad card, and Nate's not here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know that guy anymore.
Nate's got his kids at Yuppie camp or something in the summer. So
really?
He's trying to get them all.
Is it a sleepover camp?
No, but he has to take. I guess he's trying to get them all, he's trying to get them in that elite class of the professional class, or they're learning languages and golf and all the important shit to get ahead of the peons like us. So I look forward to the day I serve his kids. So
I use a story of the 3 little pigs to parent my children. I go, which one of you is going to grow up to live in the brick house, and which one will grow up to live in the straw house, and which one will live in the house of sticks? You tell me. I've already made my
lesson.
I've already made my decision.
You're making it. It's a contest. It's like the Joker throwing the 2 sticks to the gangsters. One of you get to live. That to be a member. That's you got to teach them young. Anyways, pay-per-view card coming from Chicago, Illinois, Chi-Town. This Saturday, Whittaker versus Romero 2 starts at the usual times. Pay-per-view $60. We got to say how much we pay for this. Instead of how much they'd pay us.
Okay.
So we start the preliminary cards on Fight Pass.
These kind of guys making comments and smirking here, and he knows I can't read them. He's sitting 10 feet from me, mocking me, laughing. What is he saying? It just came in.
You can keep the house of sticks together with your boogers. That's his mind. This is the level
of comedy that we have to deal with.
We're not dealing with Richard Pryor over there. I'll say
no. And the next comment is going to be one word. It'll be boogers. Period. Yeah. Fucking unbelievable. These are adults.
We got Brendan Schaub commented after that. Yeah. I'm sure that's the real Brendan Schaub too. So
Brendan Schaub. Last time I saw Brendan Schaub, he was juggling my nuts. I remember that. He told me not to tell anybody, but I'm a kind of a blabbermouth.
Yeah, well, I got a feeling it was literally his nuts, like he had walnuts and he was doing it. But what the hell?
No, I mean specifically my testicles.
Oh, geez. Okay. I don't need that visual. He was juggling. Is that okay?
You have to go to work. You have to go to work.
10 minutes into the show. 10 minutes into
Not
the
a
show.
single discussion of fights yet.
Yep. Well, that's the way it's been going lately. Featherweight fight to kick it off. Mike Santiago versus Dan Ige.
Don't care.
Okay, yeah, we're not going
to. But you're massacring names. I stopped you before you finished. Dan who?
IGE. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Ige. Okay, yeah, I don't care.
Ige. Yeah, okay. You're gonna criticize me, then you don't care and don't know how to pronounce his name either.
No, I had to drag you into some water and then they shove your head under.
Lightweight fight: Clay Guida versus Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, of course.
You do.
Charles and Alex had both been don't cares who moved to cares for me, and Clay Guida, of course, you talk about significance. This is a guy who's kind of event horizoned, but he is held on like, what is it, like Michael Corleone. He's probably trying to get away. They keep pulling him back for reasons that are not clear to me. He hasn't been a super exciting fighter for at least 4 years by my unofficial estimation, but I just like him. I like the Carpenter, and I like his whole shtick. He's like James Hetfield before he got the haircut. Like you were wondering how long James Hetfield was going to keep that haircut, and then he finally tried to get hip, as is up there when he was using semen on his record covers. So I care about this fight, but sadly I'm not picking Guida to win, even though I usually go for the old guys.
Yeah. Oliveira is like 1-3 in his last 4. He's not been lucky to get beat by Felder.
Yeah, that may be the case. That may be the case.
Pretty good, so.
But what's Guida?
Yeah, Guida's won his last couple. But who's he been fighting? I guess.
Yeah.
The question. Yeah. So
you're gonna pick Guida?
No, I'm gonna go with Charles. I just can't pick a guy as old as Guida. It's
Oh, so it's ageism driving you. I see.
Yeah, I feel bad. I know how it feels to be an old man, and it's just.
What a drag it is being old. Is it being old or getting old?
You're getting old.
Getting old. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear myself over there. Do you have me on the?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No. I'm getting feedback from. I think it's looping back. Oh well, who cares?
It's all those multiple expensive computer systems you got there.
I got nothing going over here. Nothing.
Flyweight.
Stuff. Coming, I'll record you in my booth.
Why don't you go to work, man? I can't sit there. Was there another boogers comment there?
Oh, God.
He's fucking losing it.
I stopped looking at the. Now, I think they're now going about gay stuff. E-gay.
Oh, gay stuff.
Gay Guido. I don't know. It's pretty top-notch humor right here.
It comes 24 hours a day here. Sorrel will text me at 2 a.m. like, you eating dick. 2 a.m? That's what you're thinking. That's what you got to text me.
Well, is he checking to asking if you are or if you want to? That's what I'd like to know.
I'm not checking my text at 2 a.m, my friend.
I hate when people do that. I got people do that all night to me. I'm like, I got elderly parents. I got to leave my phone on just in case something happens, Hey,
man, I was hanging around with these porn stars at one point. They used to text me at like 4 a.m. to tell me, and by the way, I'm not on drugs. Okay. Because all of my friends who are not on drugs text me at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to let me know they're not on drugs, naturally.
Yeah, there's nothing worse, too. The worst one is when you get the text from the girl that you've been, you've had the hots for the booty call text, the obvious booty call text. And, like, where are you? I'm in your neighborhood. I'm like, I'm in Minnesota. I'm in New York. You're not in town. That's the worst.
I never get those, so I don't know.
You're lucky. Well, screw you, too, because I get that. My luck ain't as good as yours, apparently.
No, I'm just it's there were I wasn't in the text universe when that was going. Anyway, let's move ahead. We only have one fight down here.
Yeah, flyweight fight: Joseph Benavidez versus Sergio Pettis.
Wow, this low on the card. Yeah, I care.
Yes, I care too.
I care. Sergio Pettis against Benavidez. I'm gonna have to go with Benavidez, man.
Damn you! That's what I wanted.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm taking too. So
okay.
So
I feel like it's at that Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis thing. Me and my shadow. You want to keep this record going, but so you would cohere very closely to my picks. I got you. I see what you got.
I have a strategy. Okay.
And then in the end, like with track and field, you're gonna bust loose. And I get a notice from the D-Man. Pay-per-view is actually $70. In other words, $14 a fight. These two fights that we care about are not worth $14 a piece, but whatever.
Well, this is the fight pass. This is the $10 a month fee. So.
Yeah, okay.
Light heavyweight, Rashad Evans versus Anthony Smith.
Whoa. Shit. See what I mean about Dark Star? when you hear somebody's name who's Dark Star, you do that same thing. It's his body motion. For people listening and not watching, you kind of sit back. You go, whoa, like the guys in Fridays, Chris Tucker, and you sit back. You got to go, Rashad Evans, really? It's a Snake Plissken. I thought you were dead. I'm shocked. I really didn't. I had forgotten completely about him, that he was around. Yeah, I care. And under normal circumstances, by which I mean like the last half decade didn't happen, I would easily pick Rashad for this one. I do not think I can do that now. And I'm not thinking much about Anthony Smith either. But I just don't see them liking him enough to give him a shake. He's like, wish me luck, Shamus. I got a raw deal. Well, your kind always does. I'm not. I can't in good conscience pick Rashad. I'm sorry. I'd like to. Again, older guy, but I'm just. It's his head. It's gone, I think.
Yeah. I actually, the weird thing is, I don't care about this fight.
Oh.
Yeah. It's partly because Rashad. So it's like you're so far away from what you were, and I don't see any hope of getting back, and I don't see Anthony Smith as like this is a game. He's like going to go anywhere off this. It's to me, it's too sad. It's like I don't want to see an old guy that's a kind of a was a great fighter, was literally a great fighter, and now being fed to a guy that I'm not convinced is going to be even a really good fighter.
Man, your commentary has actually made me even more sad than you're right. I'm contributing to this. Fuck it, it's like is that line? You're laying on your back and then staring at the roof of the church and it hurts. Fuck. Well, hey man, okay.
All right, so you can feel bad about picking it. I'll skip that.
Also, your strategy is now showing itself. I see. Because I picked Smith. It's like
any hard decision I'll stay out of. The easy ones, that might. Okay. Yeah. Now we're on to the Fox Sports 1 prelims. We got a heavyweight fight: Rashad Coulter versus. I wonder if he's related to Ann Coulter. I doubt it. Versus Chris De La Rocha. Sorry. Rocha? Oh, he is Brazilian. Okay. I don't know. There's this guy. He doesn't have a Wikipedia page. That tells you the level here.
Yeah, and that's probably why I don't care.
I don't care either. And we got a featherweight fight: Ricardo Lamas versus Mirsad Bektic.
Wow. Yeah, I care. Again, I'm not paying $14 for it, but I care. Do you care?
I care enough. This is a relevant fight. I care.
Who's your pick? I'll let you go first.
You want me to go first? That's oh crap. I'm gonna go. I gotta go with I didn't think much about this one, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna go with I'd go with Ricardo, but he's getting up there. Okay, I'm gonna take I'm gonna go with Mirsad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too.
The upset. Oh, I'll see. I see your strategy now. Jumping up.
No, I was just gonna. Benavidez is not. No, sorry, not Benavidez. What's his? What the fuck? What's the guy? Bermudez, right?
Yeah. What about?
He's a gict, man. He's just a gict. I just.
Oh, he's fighting. No, he's fighting Ricardo Lamas.
No, Ricardo Lamas is it doesn't change the fact that I was thinking about the same. He's been a gict.
There is kind of a generic UFC fighter in that area, that space that you can fill in for Ricardo.
Yeah,
Lamas.
I don't. No, man. The best thing he did was that imitation of McNuggets, but I don't know why he's there. I think he's out there to run out the clock for the Fox deal, and I mean he is a name. I do care about the fight, but I can't pick him.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we got after that we go to women's strawweight: Claudia Gadelha versus Carla Esparza.
Yep, I care.
Same here. I care a lot. This is good. This is high quality for that division. This is the top end of it.
Would you like me to pick first, or would you like to pick? Well, actually, we have a Brazilian here. Let me ask him. Hey, Claudia Gadelha versus. Well, I'm sorry. What's her name? Carla Esparza. Who's your pick?
I already know my pick.
Gadelha. He picks Gadelha. Is that your pick?
That's my pick.
That's my pick too. All right. Well, how about? No, I don't want to be the contrarian on this. Since I gotta reassert dominance here. After having 3 weeks of fights I didn't give a shit about. So
yeah. Who's the woman that her husband has the Nazi tattoo?
Andrea Lee.
Angela Lee. Okay.
Andrea.
No, Andrea Lee. Angela Lee's the one. Andrea Lee. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. We talked about that a lot last night on.
I did.
Yeah,
I saw that. Finally someone brought up the prison connection. I was like getting frustrated. It's obvious this guy expects to go back to prison.
Right. I know. It's like I was glad nobody got it before, I could, share a little bit of insider information with them.
There's nothing. I don't think people realize our incarceration in the U.S. Nothing will make you more racist than incarceration.
Well, like I said in the show last night, that's when I interviewed one of the first guys who was a Hell's Angel, and he said, we're not racist. We hadn't been. They used to early days. He was like one of the first type 20 guys. He goes, early days we would ride with whoever, man. It was just guys who like motorcycles, but it was the continual cycle of our cats going in prison, and then how you have to realign things in prison that resulted in things changing when they got out. So it became, this thing. So
yeah, prison's not like stir crazy. You're not hanging out with your it's not the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. You're not hanging out with Morgan Freeman, sexually harassing people.
Yeah, the Shawshank sisters are going to go after you more if you're hanging out with Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. Yeah. It's terrible. But anyway, I'm not to defend the guy. I mean, like I think you brought up, when you're a police officer and you shoot an unarmed black man and you go to prison, you probably there's only one group that's going to take you in, probably.
Yeah. No, if you're a police officer and you go in there, I think what was that line in that song by Cypress Hill? Niggas standing on line to give it in his ass to pay him back something. So I don't know.
Yeah. But not that.
Yeah, so there's some people out there who hate when I quote hip hop lyrics because I sound like dad because I'm massacring them, and so now I kind of
our hip hop is Run DMC and Public Enemy. You gotta that's where it kind of stopped for me.
MCs, yeah.
Houdini. I mean, that's back. That's as far as my level. After that, I get the old man thing. You just don't care about the new.
No, stuff. I made it through the Wu-Tang, and then
they were actually good. Yes,
they were great, and then I lost interest.
I lost interest when they lost those sampling rights and they couldn't do all the cool samples.
Yeah,
also
tonally, this is what I like the vulnerability, but now it's become a shtick. So it's like I call it sensitive boy hip hop. It's like you take that stuff and shove it up your ass. I don't really care. I don't believe you. That's a problem. I believe you want to get paid, but I don't believe you. So,
well, I don't know if I believe Rod.
Call you on the cell phone, and you just, why won't you talk to me, girl? I just want to get the fuck out of here with that. There's no reality to it.
What song's that? Call me on the cell.
This is Drake.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that's anything made after like 98. I probably have no clue what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. Main event of the prelims, right for the pay-per-view. Last fight of the prelims, heavyweight fight. Alistair Overeem versus Curtis Blaydes.
Blaydes, yeah, I care. And boy, this is Gickville, but how many times have you picked Alistair Overeem and good just because you just love to pick the guy. He just does that thing. He's like the Lucy Van Pelt of MMA. Like, come on. Pick me, and then you pick, and then something terrible happens. I mean, however, I'm a fucking sucker, much like Charlie Brown, and I'm picking him again.
Exactly. Well, it's funny. He looks like he should be the baddest man in the world.
That's right. That's what I'm suckered every time.
He has like all the tools. You're like, this guy's got good submission grappling. He can strike. He can hit power. And then you remember, oh yeah, his chin. He has like just a button, one small touch, and he's done.
And he also knows, man. He's like Babo Sapo, like Bob Sapp. At this point, there's no man. The big fight for Bob Sapp is the pre-stuff, the walk to the ring, because he's still fighting in rings, I guess, or the cages, as the case may be sometimes. And then that's it. All the buildup. And then it's like the 3-second man. It's like,
it's crazy how Bob Sapp's had this whole career based on he was a monster in Japan for like 3 fights.
Yep.
He was when he fought Big Nog, that was scary. You thought this is the scariest man on the planet if he ever learned anything. But good for him.
And then when you watch him run, it becomes a completely different story. It's like that great line, I like big fat men like you. When they fall, they make a loud noise.
That's a good line. My favorite thing of Sapp, I think, not my favorite, but I think it was the Crow Cop punch that changed him. From that point on, he didn't really try. It seemed like.
Yep. Yeah, there's that can happen. that can actually happen. I remember in that little underground MMA shit that I was doing, I fought a Muay Thai guy, and that guy gave me a liver kick and it was like being hit by a vehicle. And I didn't lose that fight, but I had resolved to never, ever, 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 ever fucking, think that I'm going to take the sting out of it by just shifting my body a little bit. Fuck that, bro. That guy comes out with those bloomers on. Nah. Closing distance, getting very close to him and protecting my liver, because that shit sucked. I mean, it was like you felt it from your balls to your throat. It was terrible. It's like how it must feel to fall off a building.
That's what, when I was boxing as a kid, I got into that's what got me out of it. The body shots. A friend of mine was sparring with him, and he just started going to the body. I'm like, I didn't realize how bad that hurt.
Man, it sucks. It's no good.
So I'm picking Overeem because he's just. I think this is actually a fight he's smart enough. I don't think Curtis can.
Whoop! I think he's just that quick. Yeah. Just like that, John and I go to the misty climes of the Lost Battalion.
Yeah, I'll meet you there. We'll be waiting out for the what division came to save him? I can't remember. But
right.
That's not a good sign. We don't know who's going to save us, and we're stuck in the no man's land of the French-German border.
I'll tell you who's going to save us. Nobody. That's who saves you in the Lost Battalion. It's like in space, no one can hear you scream. Or like some of my friends say, in prison, no one can hear you scream. So,
or they can. They just don't ignore it. That's the other.
What happened to you? I fell. I guess you fell in the sprinkler head, huh? Yeah, I fell in the sprinkler head.
That's
ass first on a sprinkler head. Sorry.
Ass first on a sprinkler head. That's a visual I needed.
Yeah, just to carry it. Oh, well, we haven't got Nazis in, so I had to get it. I
think we have Nazi. We talked a little Nazi tattoos.
That's right. Sorry, never mind. Yeah.
We don't have to get full blown Goring or Himmler here.
No, that's right. You're right. 100%.
Although it doesn't hurt to go full blown Goring.
I'm still trying to track down the economic analysis of Nazi Germany, where the premise was essentially that without stealing from the people that they murdered, as well as the countries that they absorbed in their wars of aggression, that there was no Nazi miracle. The Autobahn was built with stolen funds. In other words, as an economic system, Nazism was a complete and total failure.
And I think isn't that in the Rise and Fall? They have a section they talk about.
I don't think William Shire goes into that. I could be wrong. I think there was another more recent book that talked about.
But I remember that. I mean, to disagree slightly about that is that their work programs, like the Autobahn, was basically a Keynesian program that kind of worked. But all their other stuff, the amount of military they're buying, all their work programs, putting people in jobs that didn't need to be done, and their waste, that was going to fall apart unless they were stealing tons of money and wealth from it. And the whole thing had to be paid off eventually by, basically reversing the payments that after World War I. France, you're going to pay us now. England, you're going to pay us. Yeah. And then kill 100 million Slavs and steal their land for farmland. So.
Yeah. You can't. These systems don't get built without exploitation, and people don't like to hear it about America, but making America great. Yeah, man, you got fucking free labor all through the American South. That's how you made America great, right? Yeah, I'm going to work people for fucking 50 years and not pay them anything but hog maws and and beatings. Yeah, man, you could go pretty far with that. So
yeah. And when you talk about the Nazis and stuff like that, it's just amazing to think like here's a people that wanted to conquer their neighbors, kill off and genocide, and then use slave labor to build up this empire. But okay, I'm talking about America in the 19th century now. Let's get back to the Nazis.
Yeah, right. It sounds like the Bianchi, this idea. We're going to kidnap women and we're going to turn them into sex slaves by injecting them with antifreeze in our upholstery shop. It makes about the same amount of sense.
Yeah, that's the Hillside Stranglers. They had a style. We'll give them that. But that's no, actually, one of their victims was almost Lon Chaney's daughter, wasn't it?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, the golden era of LA serial killers. But back to this fight card. Now we get to the pay-per-view. Now we got to start breaking down the price. We got $70. We got to see if it's worth 70.
70. Yep.
That's okay. So We got a welterweight fight to kick off the prelims. Big welterweight fight. This is a very important for the division. Maybe the next title challenger. CM Punk versus Mike Jackson.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I can't lie and say I don't care. But this is the most passive care ever. Like, I don't even really care like a lot of people do about seeing CM Punk getting beaten. I just don't care. I don't care. Like, I remember when I interviewed Evander Holyfield and he was talking about being poor. And he's like, when you're poor, you know, you could walk down the street, you could poop in the ground, and a hole in the ground, nobody cares. And I thought, that's kind of interesting. I don't know how you would get to that, poop in a hole in the ground and nobody cares. But I guess that's how I feel kind of about this fight. I mean, of course, it'll be a complete tragedy for Jackson to lose this fight. But, you know, as it may, maybe there's enough in the envelope to make him lose the fight, right? Or maybe there's no thumbs on the scales. Maybe CM Punk has just been fucking diligent as all get out and been really digging down deep and training his ass off. Maybe that's what's been happening, right? Right, John? Isn't that what's been happening, John? Please help me, John.
My understanding is CM Punk was an amazing pro wrestler. And because Sakuraba was a good pro wrestler and won, I think that'll translate in MMA.
That's crazy enough to make me want to buy it, but I don't know.
It's just
that doesn't make me feel good. But okay, so we care.
I don't care. I don't care.
I guess we can't. Hold on, wait a second. I think we had determined on a past show that you can't care and not have a pick. So in other words, if you care, it implies a pick.
Yeah.
And if you don't care, then you get off not being able to make a pick. I really don't want to make a pick, which I guess means I don't care, but I do care. It's terribly paradoxical.
You got to make a pick then. You got to make a pick.
If I'm saying I care, I have to make a pick.
Yes.
And I'd be lying to say I didn't care. To me, this is the Hamlet moment. If they but blench, I know my course. In other words, if Jackson loses, I'm going to suspect collusion. I'm going to suspect that he's got a lot of fucking extra money in the envelope. I suspect he needs it. And so he's like, fuck, I'll go for the okie doke. Just give me the 100,000. I'll take it. Easy.
See, I have to think about this because I think this is a gimme. I think this pick's easy. So I can't let this pick go because I think it's a gimme, because then I might. So I care enough about our little contest, maybe not the fight, but I care about our contest enough that I care about this fight because I think it's a gimme. Okay. And I think the UFC doesn't really care about CM Punk. They're going to cash out this, no matter what. They know he's a spent force. They're going to cash out. And Mike Jackson's, not nothing special, but he's an actual fighter, been training for years. He's an actual athlete. Mm-hmm. I have to go with Jackson. I have to get in first because I want you to pick Punk. But
and the likelihood of me ever picking a guy who's got that much more money than me is zero. Sorry, I'm a lunatic that way.
I will say this, this might change your mind. I heard from people that he went toe to toe with Brock Lesnar.
Okay, you settled it for me. I'm picking Jackson. The hand has written and now it will not unwrite. Who are you picking?
I'm picking Jackson.
Okay,
I already picked Jackson. Oh, okay. I had to look at the comments. There's people defending slavery now in our comments.
On what grounds?
I don't know. I might in the comments here.
Well, there are multiple defenses. If I could get those guys who were leaving those comments and get them out to my house and force them to mow the fucking lawn and build my deck, and feed them nothing but chicken, I would fucking do it in a second. I would take them, I would take their mothers, their sisters, their offspring, and I would put them all to work at Casa Robinson in a fucking second. And if they balked, I would kill them.
Oh, this guy, literally nothing wrong with slavery. I don't even want to read this guy's comments, but yeah, I think it's
but you have to be sophisticated to troll nowadays. You just can't be a guy. You can't do the equivalent of running into a room and farting and going, I farted. Everybody's farting. It's no special when everybody's farting,
Well, what's sad about trolling now is I've noticed a lot of trolling that seems they're not trolling. They're trolling in a way to make you pissed, but they've convinced themselves, like the Civil War wasn't about slavery or the other one that drives me, or they argue about, they make huge elaborate arguments why it wasn't about slavery and we shouldn't worry about that, or how another one's recent. This is from the liberal ones. Is the New Deal and FDR was inherently racist, and we should never do anything like that again. And I'm like, you guys have you thought this through? The whole country was incredibly racist when they came along. It's like, and so we shouldn't try anything. So we shouldn't do anything.
I mean, the thing is, I was telling my kids this the other day. I love the fact that I'm surrounded by stupid people. I love it. Do you understand? It's like, what is that old expression about in the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man? I may not have a lot going on, but I can run faster than you. No, I don't have to beat the bear. Just got to beat you, and I'm beating you 100% of the time. So yeah, you're right. Slavery's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yes, slavery. Fuck yeah. Now you make a meme of that and send it to your mother.
I looked at someone else's. Thank God this comment, I guess, is hidden from everybody else. But I have to see the hidden comments now about,
How can somebody hide their comments? Are you going to say something like,
I think it's censored or something. And as me as the guy operating the MMA Nation account here, I have to decide to show it or not. And I'm like, I'm definitely not hitting show on any comments that haven't that can be hidden or shown, because
you see, when I do the show stomper, it's a patreon.com/thestomper. I'll let everybody in. I don't give a shit. You leave whatever kind of comment you want. In fact, it's like, I hate you and I'm glad to see you. That's a bad combination.
One person gave really good advice here, and I got a shout out to this guy, Decoy. Don't read the comments, John. It's poison. I couldn't agree more.
And you know how I get into fights, right? It's funny. Like, a guy will like say so. He's jawing at me, and and I'm not really John, but I don't have much to say. But a guy, and then I'll lean in real close, and I'll say the most horrible shit ever to the guy. And it usually, if I'm successful, much like when Josh Koscheck leaned in with Paul Daly, I'm still dying to know what he said. But that's a really special, magical skill. And it doesn't take much. You just have to read the audience right, and you lean in and you say it, and it usually flips. Whatever it is, the desired response is that they flip out, and if you do it well, they really flip out. It's really nice, and you could do that in comments. Great, we could just feel a guy go, and it's just a really satisfying moment.
You see the studies they've done about social media now, how that one of the reasons people get into it and like to comment is it's not because you enjoy the comments, it's you get angry and you get in fights, and that makes you stick on longer. And so they kind of like Facebook and Twitter and stuff are kind of set up that they want to actually put you in conflict with other people, because you'll use the product longer, then they can sell more advertising.
Exactly. Yep. I've said negative responses get more of it, and that's why I don't play the game. Some guys trying to draw me into, what do you have to say about what Israel is doing now? Nothing, man, because none of us are going to solve anything sitting behind a computer, and I just don't give a fuck. I'm an American. I got other things. I got fish to fry that don't include that. So, like George H.W. Bush said when asked to comment on the Middle East, he's like, I'm not going there. Until, of course, he did, foolishly.
See, I wouldn't say foolish, but just create a sense. There was a legit, compared to everybody else, there was much more cause belli with him than it's the aftermath. The problem is,
you know what? You know what? That's
oh, we don't play. Now we're probably gonna get tons of freaking tankies in here yelling at me about.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is that you have to call 18 to 40 battle age men. You just can't have them running around free in your society. You gotta get them out somewhere, and you convince them that they're special and send them out to war, and then and that way they're not shooting up high schools, and they shoot each other. They come back feeling like very wise. They've embraced a certain type of wisdom about life. They get a GI Bill, get a degree, get a house in the suburbs, have kids, and are haunted by shit for the rest of their lives, leaving the rest of us alone. That's been a tried and true method, which we've stopped since the 70s. There's no draft anymore.
It was tried and true in World War II. Remember, after the Civil War, crime rate spiked because we had all these angry, mostly Confederates.
That's because we had no denazification here. That's what people are talking about increasingly, that the South was just allowed to skate and keep these rebarbative ideas going. But whatever, I've enjoyed my time in the South.
We also didn't celebrate the Southerners that fought against slavery. There was a lot. People forget there was a lot of Southerners, a lot of them black Southerners fought, but a lot of white Southerners too joined the Union, and yet the people wrote that out of history because we didn't want to acknowledge that they were not Confederates. Anyways, so let's go on to the next fight. I do don't care about the Civil War. That's one thing, so I'll say that. Heavyweight fight, next fight.
Strangely enough, I have to say I didn't care about the Civil War until I saw The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and then I cared.
Oh, really? Because it was about Confederate gold?
Yeah, all of a sudden I was like, oh man, I just completely missed it. Antietam. I haven't paid attention. It just seemed kind of boring to me.
Yeah, it did. I was a kid. I wasn't as big into that. Later though, like this is mesmerizing. This is this is probably more. This is more our independence than the birth of our nation than it is the 1776.
I blame history teachers, man. There's no way that I should have gone to as many history classes I've gone to and been bored by that. No way. Yeah. How many history teachers I had that botched it? Sorry, my history, Mr. Lugo. Sorry, you should have done a better job because that shit is fascinating.
I think a lot of it's the Durning schools. They were so unwilling to pick, to write it about as an actual civil war over slavery and the future of the country, that it sucked the interest out of it. So,
Mr. McGuire, actually, it was less Mr. Lugo and Mr. McGuire who kind of destroyed history for me. Nice guy, but nah.
My history teacher was amazing. I can't remember his name. Can't remember my classmate's name, but I remember I had a really good history teacher. Heavyweight fight: Andrei Arlovski versus Tai.
What was the last fight?
CM Punk versus Mike Jackson.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so we'll move on next one. All right.
See, that shows you how much interest you had. Oh, the last one we cared about, though. How much do you pay for that fight? We both said we cared.
For Jackson and CM Punk, $2.
I put $0. I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna write this down. 2 for me, 0 for you.
I mean, my only reason I understand why people care about CM Punk versus Jackson if you're a pro wrestling fan, but my only reason I care about it at all is because people won't shut up about it.
Yeah.
Heavyweight: Andrei Arlovski versus Tuivasa.
Wow. Fuck. Oh man. Oh man. How am I gonna turn my back on Mr. How Taste My Pee-Pee? How am I gonna turn my back on this guy? Just like that. Sorry. It's not that you can dance, it's who you're dancing with. I like Arlovski, interested in his fortunes. But, this guy, if there's a poster boy for Event Horizon, he's it. And I just can't be excited about this. Who's the cat he's fighting? I don't know who he is. That's a problem.
I don't know either.
Click on his name. What happened?
Tuivasa. He's an Australian fighter.
What's his record? Is it noteworthy at all?
It's 32-0. No, I just made that up. It's 7-0. He's fought twice in the UFC. Cyril Asker, but he's not fighting anybody big.
Well, that's the thing. That's been their MO, taking a guy who's got like a pretty stellar record and is hungry and, will go out and produce against a guy who you're surprised to see still fighting. It's a win-win no matter what. He puts away a name. He looks like a champ. The name puts him away. They can go with the revival narrative. But I'm sad. I got a blank on this one.
Yeah, I have no interest in this fight. I mean, Arlovski, when he made his comeback to the UFC and started winning again after going 0-4 after he left the UFC, I got interested. It's like, oh, what amazing comeback. But at his age, it doesn't matter if he strings off wins or not. He's not really going anywhere.
Yeah.
We've already seen what he can do and what will happen to him if he gets hit.
Correct. So we're blanking on that. That's sad.
Blanking on. So 0-2 in this card. The prelims are pretty good though and stuff. So
but so far, I've got $68 to spend, and you've got 70, and I'm pretty sure we're not getting there. So, but go ahead.
Okay, women's featherweight: Holly Holm versus Megan Anderson.
Yes, care about Holly Holm and Megan Anderson.
Yep.
And I'm going to pick Holly.
See, I'm picking Holly too.
All right. But I'm only paying $10 for this.
10. You and Kid Nate, you guys throw money around left and right about these fights. It's a good fight, but $10, I'll give it $5. It's a $5 fight.
Okay.
It's all good, it's quality, but it's not.
You might be right. I got what is nostalgic. I got generally warm feelings about Holly Holm. I've enjoyed her brief reign at the top.
Yeah, she has talent. I mean, I was hoping she would have done more. I'm really disappointed. The UFC, I thought, really blew it. I know they were fighting with Holly's manager, and I don't know what she was asking for, but they really should have had Miesha Tate Holly at UFC 200.
Yeah.
And then whoever won that could have fought Ronda. Because not to be mean to Amanda Nunes, but they're rope-a-dope. Oh, nice. They're rope-a-dope. He's crazy. I'm sorry. Their rope-a-dope with Holly was magnificent, and they couldn't have kept that up through the Miesha Tate thing. They would have actually had to reveal it because her first fights in the UFC were terrible. Oh yeah.
So, which I believe was part of a rope-a-dope strategy. So they did the right thing. Maysher would have been good, but she's gone. And I think her lack of head and being able to figure out the Ronda puzzle was telling.
Yeah, well, I just think Holm probably would have beat Tate in the rematch. I think she was better in that fight. She just lost in the submission in the 5th, and that would have made a big, huge, massive fight for the end of the year. And and then
yeah. Well, should have, could have, would have.
Should have, could have, would have. It was a stumble by supposedly. I mean, I'm sure you're Joe Rogan saying that the William Morris guys, when they came in, they had no clue who Amanda Nunes was. They just thought she was just a warm body going to get just killed by a Rousey.
Yeah, I remember this.
Little they know. Anyway, so we both cared about that. Both pick Holmes. We got a welterweight fight, co-main event. Welterweight fight between RDA. I mean, Rafael dos Anjos, versus your favorite fighter, I'm sure, Colby Covington.
Rappington. Yeah. Yeah, I care, and I'm picking RDA. Sorry, I don't give a fuck.
There's no apology. RDA's gonna win.
There's no way for me to pick fucking Crappington and feel good about it. I'm hoping this ushers in his return to anonymity. Grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah, he's just. I have actually if it was Colby and someone else, I probably wouldn't care. But RDA, I'm intrigued by. I think he's a good fighter and I like him. I don't think shit of Colby Covington. He hasn't proven.
No, he's forgotten that. He's forgotten that the key. Like he's probably feels pretty good that he talked himself into a serious fight career. But the reality of it is, he secretly, people have an affection for heels. That's the heel, the whole Chael Sonnen thing. People start to like Chael, right? So like him. The people who like Crappington are few and far between and have specific acts. Like they either come from the same part of the country as he did, or they're wrestlers and they're just honor bound to support dude. I don't think he's got any organic support at all. That's my take. And if I'm wrong, if you're out there and you're a Crappington guy right now and you feel like fuck that man, let me know why. Let me know why. Let me know what you've seen about this guy or heard from this guy that's redeemed him in your eyes that I'm missing. Let me know what I'm missing. But I'm just not seeing it. I don't give a shit. He could come in with gold flying out of his ass. I would not pick him. I think he's a piece of garbage. See
that makes me think his talking's working because you seem to care so much of hating him. I don't even get that far.
Well, that's what they say. That's what they say. The opposite of love isn't hate; it's indifference. And you're right. I'm not indifferent to him.
I'm indifferent to him. The difference between him and Chael is as much as his trash talk bugged me because it was so manufactured. Yeah. The big difference between Chael was one. At least he was urbane enough that his trash talk was
charming, man. Yeah, the guy was fucking charming. You can't.
And two is Chael actually put on a string of performances that made you think that he might be the best. People forget for a while there, you thought in your head he might be the best middleweight in the world. You're like, wow, he really beat Anderson Silva for 4.5 rounds, and then fluke loss.
Yep.
But nope. And then
there was no fluke loss. I was screaming so loud at Oakland Coliseum, I passed out in my seat. It was great. And I was sitting surrounded by fucking Chael cats. And I was like, fuck you. And I passed out.
I remember meeting a guy that was such a Chael fanboy. He told me that Chael was going to beat John Jones when they fought. And I'm like, how much you want to bet? I'll take whatever you got. And he wanted to do straight up bet. He told me he was like, Chael will beat him. I go, you are freaking the dumbest man. I didn't say that because I'm thinking I need to collect the money from this guy first.
That's dangerously crazy. But anyway.
Yeah, but that's what fandom will do to you.
When I interviewed Johnny Boney Joni and I said, well, Chael was represented a certain danger to you. He was like, he had no kind of danger. And I was like, no, I didn't mean that. I mean that any fight engagement you could get fuck up like he did with his toe. He goes, oh yeah. So,
but everything about Colby Covington that doesn't help is, I mean, Chael was a boring fighter in a lot of ways, but Colby's really goddamn boring to watch.
Yep. And this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt because we got to pick the amount of money here.
Oh yeah. How much? We forgot it. Let's go back. How much? Oh, Holm. We said. I said 5. You said 10. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm not going over 10 for this. For fucking crap. And if I had to apportion it, I'd give seven of those dollars, 7 of that 10 to RDA. Sorry, fuck you, Crappington.
Yeah, the interim title thing's a joke here because it's made up for this, so it's not like a real title shot.
So how much you paying?
I'm gonna give to me, to me, $4. It's $3. $3. Well,
Fucking John is a stern taskmaster, man.
Well, it's how much would I really pay for this card?
Oh, I got it. I got it.
I think I'm trying to take this serious, and like you guys, never take this shit serious. So.
Well, it's just we're bad with numbers, so we like those easy ones that you can figure out easily when you add stuff up.
With Kid Nate numbers add up to like $140 pay-per-views and crap. He's like up 40 for this one and 20 for this fight.
We call him steak and champagne only around here. Kid first class Nate.
He's just throwing money left and right. I'm like, I can't believe there's not other promotions that just ain't living on Kid Nate's largest that will survive. Okay, we got a main event coming up. Robert Whittaker versus Yoel Romero.
Yeah. We care. I care. I'm not going to talk for you, but I care.
I care, and I'm going to pick first because I want to get this in, so you can't say I jumped on your pick. I care. I think this is an amazing fight. I mean, it's not a pay-per-view fight because it's not that kind of build-up to be a pay-per-view. I don't think they're pay-per-view star type guys, but I still think this is one of the best fights you can possibly make in the UFC. I'm picking Robert Whittaker. I want to get that in before you say it, so you can't say I ripped you off. Although
I was gonna pick Whittaker too. We just talked when I got here to jiu-jitsu. We talked about it, and somebody said, "Okay, well, why?" And I go, "Because I gave my characterization." The guy goes, "Oh, you mean like last time?" I go, "Yeah, I mean, if you can last until the third round with Romero, it's easy. Dude is, and that's no mean feat. That's no mean feat. But I just don't see old dog, new trick. I just don't see." I just don't see it. So I feel picking Whittaker is I wouldn't feel stupid if he lost, but I would feel stupid if I picked Romero when he lost because
that's my exact feeling. That's it's like Romero, amazing athlete, great, but he's been around long enough and he's old enough. You can't imagine him changing his game.
Yeah, correct.
We've seen the fight before, and Whittaker,
and he might. But he's not going to change it in time, or the other way. He'll change it and then eventually go back to his old ways.
Yeah, it's like people keep invading the Russian, raiding Russian. It's Napoleon did it. Why do it again? We know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're fighting a land war in Asia.
Okay. Well, hold on. How much?
Okay, this fight's good. I'm sitting around with pay-per-view. I would probably say I'd be willing to say like 15. Say, okay, this is $15. With the whole card.
You're nuts. I'm giving it 10, but you giving it 15?
Yeah, it's a top notch. It's one of the best fights possible.
Doesn't matter. I've seen it already, but okay. I've seen plenty of movies again. So let's
see. I need mine's $23. So I need someone, one or two other people to come over to make this pay-per-view and split it to make this worthwhile.
So yeah, you've got 23. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, and I've got 32. Very funny.
So you need one other person to come by and split the costs. But you go to the wine bar.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go see a show on Saturday night, so I need to pick a bar close to the venue so I can, so I don't have to miss. I don't want to leave and then miss the headliner. I don't want to miss both. So I'm going to pick a bar close to where I'm going to see the show, watch the fight, and then rush over so it won't be my usual wine bar, which I'm sure is they're perfectly happy not to have me ordering water the whole night.
I have plans Saturday night, so I got to get this myself probably. So I got to make sure Kid Nate reimburses me for this because this is only a $23 card. I can't
reimburse you.
Yeah, there's no way.
Where do you think that caviar comes from? You think it comes from reimbursing people? No, my friend. His caviar doesn't come from reimbursing people. Lots of luck with that.
Yeah, I'm paying all I should tell you, the person I'm hanging out with is his wife, his family's from France, and they watched the show once. They're big fans of you. They were really impressed with you.
Oh, really? That's nice. That's nice to hear. You know what? We're big in France, so that helps.
Yeah, I was a little jealous. They didn't like my performance. It's just all about you. Always about you.
Well, is the wife attractive?
Yeah. Well, it's my friend's wife, so I'm not going to say anything. So you don't.
You don't have eyes. So what you're saying is his wife's ugly. Okay, let's get that on record.
No, she's attractive.
There we go. That's all I want to know.
But you don't. There's a weird thing that sometimes happens with some people. It's and I think I have this evolutionary wise is that if someone like your brother or family member or whatever has a spouse, that person they're going out with almost becomes, how when you have a sibling, you're generally not attracted to your siblings. that person becomes like a sibling to you, and you don't find them, you don't really have attraction for them anymore.
Yeah,
I think I have that tribal mentality with my friends and family, that people, or I just think that, I don't like my friends and my family, and if they sleep with anybody, I just think there's something wrong with you because you slept with this person.
Yeah. I mean, that's a healthy way to get through life. There's a reason why we have these. The commandments were structured the way they were structured. I mean, if you want social cohesiveness, it's better to not be having sex with your friends' people. All right.
Yeah, lesson to learn. Yeah, lesson to take to heart, kids.
Actually, I do that column, the sex column, Sex with Eugene for Ozzy, and I just got.
I stopped. I've been not taking that advice anymore. I'm telling you right now.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
You're fucking wrong. It's good advice, man. But no, this teacher from Ireland wrote in, and she's married 20 years and contemplating having an affair, and I gave the most nuanced advice I could ever think to give, but it's a sticky wicket, man, because it's like, you might think you can handle stuff, but let me tell you, you can't handle it, to quote Tom Cruise. So everybody, it works so well in the movies. What happened here? Well, simple.
Yeah, I would never recommend an affair for anybody. It's funny too when people have, I think you talked about this once, when people swing, they always want to swing. Guys are always the ones who seem to be pushing that more than the wife.
Yep.
Have you ever noticed though too? It's the guy that invariably is the one that gets upset and jealous later, probably because the wife gets as many mates as she wants, and no one wants to sleep with him, and they have the open relationship.
Even I know a guy who was foolish and thought, we're gonna open it up, and the guy, he was so stupid. He was like, well, let's start off with women at first because you like women. And so he's really playing the angles like, oh, I get 2 women. And that really worked out terribly for him. They ended up disinviting him, and then they ended up running off together. So just good. You got to understand, man, intimacy is intimacy. Whether it's a man or woman, you're opening things up. Yeah, that barn door, sometimes a horse comes back, sometimes it doesn't. So
you got to be careful when you have a threesome, because it could just be 2 women yelling at you that you're not doing the job right. Yep. That's the way it is. Anyways, we could get on the whole thing about how orgasms and the percentages and all that crap too with the threesome.
No, I've gone on record as saying I people like give me the stink eye. I said it's like being in a movie and watching a movie. I'll go for the BGB, boy, girl, boy. As long as he stays on the other side, I'm fine.
No, I don't.
You're one of those. You're like a Dave Chappelle guy. Forget it. As long as I don't have to worry about a sneak attack, I'm fine. I can relax. I can lay back. The other guy handles all the heavy lifting.
Is that your high five? Is that what you're doing right there?
No. There's one guy tried to high five you. I was like, man, don't do that. Don't do that. And then I finally said, hey, man, how come everywhere I want to put my hand, your hand is there? Move your fucking hand, please.
Listen, if people want to have threesomes with 2 guys, 1 girl, I have no problem with that. That's people do it. I'm just saying personally, I'm not into threesomes with another guy there. I'm just not.
That's you, man. Yeah. I think you're crazy. The other way is so much work, and it's like so fucking fraud, and it's like so many. It's like, man, I just want to play checkers. I want to play chess.
The beauty of the other way, if you're going to do it, the truth is just, 2 people is probably the simplest, get it over with. But the beauty of having the other way is you can take a break because they know what they're doing. And you can, it's like, I don't have to work that hard.
They take a break and then they ask you to fucking leave. Because
that's fine. I can get a sandwich and watch some TV and come back and
the door is
run it into the end zone, and then I'll run it. I get the reward.
You're living in a fantasy land. You come back, that door is locked. You were completely unnecessary at that point.
Well, okay, I will say that has happened before, where people they're locked in the bathroom. But I'm not saying it happened to me, but I'm just saying they went in the bathroom and they got locked, and the person that was supposed to they got all excited about the potential was left outside, but the joke was on them because the cocaine was also outside the door. So that's just, that's how it works.
Well, he climbs out the window and goes to the front door, but we've got kind of far.
We got this. Yeah, this show's real. We lost our monetization again with that whole fucking story. Anyway, so that's done. I guess 2 thumbs up. You're gonna do the
2 thumbs up. Yeah, this finger is broken actually, so I got to be very gentle. Or fractured somehow. So
next, you're gonna be back Sunday with the show stomper.
I'll be back with the Show Stomper. It's Show Stomper, the patreon.com/the Stomper, THE Stomper. And then probably right after that, we're going to do You Kill Me, the film reviews for reprobates. So, and I don't know what movie we're going to watch this week. I suspect it's probably going to be one of the Safdie brothers movies.
So, okay. And then next week, you're back with the shoes, if the shoes fit, care, don't care. We got
if the shoes, if I did it, if the shoes fit.
If I did. I'm sorry, Alexi. I screwed up your titles of your shows. Those are next week. We also got everything else on the channel. Just leave the channel running so it can rack up views. So watch all Zane Simon stuff and Connor Rubish and Eddie Mercado and the sixth round after the fights. I don't know when Kid Nate will be back. I'm sure he'll be back next week for all the shows. I don't know if there's a card. Is there a card next week? Who knows?
I don't know.
We'll be back. So everybody enjoy the rest of your day. I just got to find how to turn this off again because I always forget. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Big red button.
Okay. I'm hitting it. Damn it.
All right, John.